Hello everyone, it's your boy Teddy Chen here today, and how we going? You ready to go for another episode of my video today? Great. We're gonna talk about how we can do research. Research is so important. You can expand your knowledge. You can find the things you don't even know you should know, and make you do better decisions in a way. It's super helpful. I'm going to do an outline of video research models for you to use in the future. And I'm also going to demonstrate a real life examples of how to use the steps in this research. Research is very important in your video making process. It's about learning the subject and then come up with new ideas that benefit you and others and making better decisions. And sometimes it can be quite a process. So here today, I'm just drafting some easy steps for you to follow on. So in the next time, you will have something to fall back on when you stuck or just not sure what to do next. Okay, here's some below here. Here are some bullet points. Then let's just quickly go through this. So firstly, we are going to choose a topic. And don't worry, this list may seem quite long, but later on we're just gonna use one examples and then go through the process to see how each steps is working in where we and to see how each process is working in reality. Yeah, after you choose a topic, then you sort of need to define what you want to research because the topic can be quite vague and big. You want to narrow it down, give you some boundary to work on, so your research and things you're looking at won't be endless. All right, and then next thing, just to use your own head to based on your experience to write down some of the topics or the things relate to the research. I add this in because I don't want people to just jump straight into researching other people's idea without thinking for themselves first. So this gives you some space of critical thinking, and then you add your own originality into this. And the next thing is sort of relate to the one that's before, is you use your own idea and then practice the first principle and then write down this deduction tray. It sounds technical, but let's just stay with me. I'll use one example to explain what I mean. What's after that is you go into some research in the internet with the source from Reddit or Quora, and these two are usually people asking questions and reply solutions and answers and opinions. It's quite a good discussion platform. So go there and have some research, as well as YouTube. There are some really good comments in some YouTube videos that kind of shows what people are thinking and what their problem is. Some of the feedback can be quite constructive and give you some idea what the issue is, what the problem still not be resolved. So from there you can know what your directions to add into your research. And then the next one is the like foreign or BBS, yeah, for individual topics you want to have a look at. Okay, then you just want to brainstorm the keywords in the paper with what's being discussed beforehand. You can write down some more keywords to inspire you for your research. And the next step is you can use the keyword searcher or some extensions in your browser to help you understand what are the other keywords surrounds with your current existing searching, and to give you some knowledge that you probably don't know that people are even researching. And going to the following step, is you want to start researching for the solution. This can be quite a process, and there are some many sources for the like of Kindle, which is the ebook, and you can go into each chapters to find if there's related answer for you. For the like a blog post, people has previous experience, they may write a blog, and they may write down what's the solutions and a very practical experience as well. And obviously YouTube and TED Talk, or university open courses, and sometimes even Skillshare that people are doing like a comprehensive course too. You can borrow some ideas there if needed. Alright, so last two step. It's kind of you need to trim down your video because people has attention spans and they just want the answers. And to be honest, you want it to be short and sweet and don't want to drag too long. And end of the day, people have we can only learn maybe just take away 1 or 2 or 3 key ideas, and anything beyond that is it can get hard to remember. That's just in reality. And the last step is you want to synthesize those 3 ideas into a presentation and then wrap it up into a video. Okay, so that's just a simple steps that I outlined here. And now we can jump into a real life example to see how it works. So this is a topic I want to research: rotator cuff impingement. I want to define within this topic what I'm going to research and what is the boundary that gives me a place to work with instead of just going endlessly, So I want to research rotator cuff impingement in terms of its 3D structure, where the impingement occurs and how we can cure or repair this injury in a timely fashion naturally. Okay, so next step, I want to use my own head to write down my understanding of the topic and what people are struggling with and what I believe can add on to the research. All right. So for rotator cuff, I do believe it's that ball-shaped bone and white tissue structure that's in the shoulder. There is habit, nutrition, and there is a rehab, right? So 2 bullet points. I'm just envisioning there will be daily stretching in a good way and daily strengthening. Exercises. Okay, so nutrition, I'm just thinking who can obviously there is damage and inflammation, and because it's bone structure and with the white tissue, then probably bone broth can be of help. Alright, so the next step is use first principle to write down a deduction tree. This is the structure in terms of elemental aspects of the human body. And let's say if I can add another deduction tree for a different perspective. But this 2 deduction tree give me some idea of from what perspective I want to tackle the issue of shoulder cuff impingement. I think this stop and do structure is probably very easy to understand. So I'll choose to go with this structure. Now next, let's go into research the problems in the websites of Reddit, Quora, or YouTube comments, or even some forum and BBS to find where we can find some more solutions and information around the topic. So let's go straight into it. Start with Reddit. Has anyone actually cured shoulder impingement? So let's just open through the top 3. And then what you want to do is just go into and read all of these. And I'm not going to do that, but I'll come back with a short summary of what I discovered at the end of the video. So you do that for Reddit. You also go into Quora, and similarly you do that for the top 3, or even more if you would like to do it as an extensive research. And then you do the same thing for YouTube, the same thing for bodybuilding.com or bodybuilding.com forum. Okay, then I brainstorm my keywords onto the paper. So here's a few examples. Will be costs. Right, that's my keyword. So let's do some further research with the keywords that surrounds what I'm looking. So with an example of rotator cuff external rotations, I put down into Google search, and I will be having this keyword helper here to tell me or give me some ideas of what are the keywords that people are searching for. So what's related is exercise, stretch, pain, yep, and rotator cuff exercise as a general search. Okay. You see, it popped these internal rotations as a suggestion that relate to the external rotations, which is good. And then you have the type of rotator cuff injuries. All right. And it has some other keywords that people are searching for. That's cool. Weakness. Yeah. So weakness referring to, like, for the rotator cuff, the external rotation is probably the weakest comparing to other parts. So external rotation is the key point to address. Right. That's just a brief example of how to do the research that other people are searching for in terms of keywords. And let's jump into the next step. Okay, so now we just want to shorten the video into 2 to 3 key points. All right. And what we're gonna need to do is just to know the simple cost, the rehab, and then the cost of the treatment. 3 simple ideas. Okay, so finally we come to the synthesis of what this shoulder injury impingement presentation is gonna be. So firstly, we're gonna determine the cause, and we're gonna stop the cause, and follow the course of treatment for the shoulder pain, usually with the daily good sleep, nutritional efforts, and exercise 3 sets of 8 reps or more of the recommended exercises. Follow the treatment every day for 4 to 8 weeks, depends on the degree of the injury and how well you cover. Alright, that's today's video. Hope you liked it. Please comment in the section below to see what your thoughts on the video, and is there anything that you can apply to a topic you want to research and how this may be of help. Please leave a like button. Please hit the like button and subscribe to future videos so you don't miss out any content. Have a good day and live with passion.